At these brothers. I'm gonna read this quote that I saw online, man, from Nick Sable. Nick Sable is the old head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, and I saw this quote from him on Instagram, man, and it's some weight to it, right? He said, "Outcomes are a distraction. Focusing on the process on which you have to do to get the outcome is the most important thing you need to do." I'm gonna say it again. Outcomes are a distraction. Focusing on the process on which you have to do to get the outcome is the most important thing you need to do. And I'm gonna tell you why some weight to that, man, because I know in life, man, I've fallen victim to that. And I know some brothers that are fallen victim to it. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that are falling victim to it that don't even really understand what they've fallen victim to. You know what I'm saying? And I can tie what he said to the whole, and I hate this word, but the whole manifestation process or the whole creation process of you creating your new reality, of you quantum leaping and all these things, man. You gotta understand, man, like the law of creation is very fluid. Like let me say it like this, it's just concrete. If you move in a certain energy, if you think in a certain way, if you conduct yourself a certain way, that life is coming to see you, right? But focusing on what Sable said. The first point, he said, outcomes are a distraction. And I'm gonna tell you what you need to take from that, bro. Like in your creative process, when you're trying to quantum leap and you're trying to move to a new city, get a new crib, get a new girl, get a new car, get a new whatever, move to a new country, whatever it is, man. Like I understand that that's going to be the spark of you getting emotionally involved in that future version of yourself. Whether it's you meditating, whether it's you sitting there in a trance, whether you counting bees, whether you walking around a block, whether you're at the gym, that outcome is going to be the spark of you getting emotionally involved in that outcome. And to be honest, if you listen to the Neville Goddards, if you listen to the Napoleons, if you listen to the Charles Hannels and everybody else, man, of course, everybody is speaking on that, get emotionally involved, especially Neville. But I'm gonna tell you this, man, and this is the manifestation trap. You can only get emotionally involved in those outcomes in a relationship with that woman in that car for so long, and you have to compartmentalize that and kind of just sit it to the side. And then you have to start putting your emotional energy into the work that will be conducted once you're in that space. And that's that second part he said. First part he said, outcomes are a distraction. Then he said, focusing on the process on which you have to do to get to the outcome is the most important thing you need to do. You have again, once you get emotionally involved and you create that world in your mind, you know what the crib looks like, you know what the car feels like, you know what the woman feels like. Disconnect, man, and focus strictly on the work. Even if you're still meditating on it, meditate on you doing the work, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Sable said it's the most important thing you need to do. Because you can focus on the outcome, right? But what's going to happen, man, is once you get to that outcome, it's going to send you to a state of depression. It's going to put you in a state, man, where now you're easily susceptible to falling victim to vices. And I'm gonna tell you why, man. Like a lot of people have these outcomes in their mind, and of course that's the goal when they get to that outcome, when they get that destination. But if you put all your energy in obtaining that end goal, once you get there, man, you're gonna understand that there's only a glimpse of fulfillment in those things. There's only a glimpse of fulfillment in those things. And what's going to happen is, like, that energy you started off in, like when you first started getting it out the mud and you were low vibrational and you were like, man, I got to get to a new space. Once you get to that end goal, once you drive that car off the lot or get the chick, in about 5 minutes, man, you're gonna be scratching your head saying, "Man, you know what? I done put a whole 3 months. I done put a whole 3 years. I done put a whole decade into getting to this point, and it's not what I thought." And really, what you'll be saying is there's no fulfillment there. There's no fulfillment there. And I've shared the story with y'all, man, a million times. And not I know I share it with my brothers in the circle. When I went on this, I don't know if it was a 2-year journey, 3-year journey, man. I just had a destination I wanted to get to, man. Like I had it mapped out perfectly. Journals, my meditation was on point, man. And I got to that destination. You know what I'm saying? I found myself, in the crib I wanted to be in. I found myself with the new car. I found myself with the type woman I wanted to be with. I found myself, VIP at the club. I found myself, watching clothes. I found like the picture that I had painted. I was inside of it, man. And one night, man, matter of fact, it was my 40th birthday party. After my birthday party, man, probably one of the littest days, one of the most lit days of my life. My 40th birthday party, man, was epic. Was epic, man. After my 40th birthday party, man, and everybody's gone home, and I'm sitting in my apartment, and life is perfect. I was sitting in my apartment, man. I said, you know what? I feel the exact same way that I felt in 2009 when I didn't even want to be on this planet anymore. Got all the shiny things. I couldn't even want anything more. And I said, man, I feel just as empty as I felt years ago when I was trying to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear when Nick Sable says this, man, I understand what he's saying. He's saying outcomes are a distraction. Of course, get the ball rolling with that. But then he says, focus on the process on which you have to do to get the outcome is the most important thing you need to do. And I'm gonna tell you why that's important. Because that's where the fulfillment is. That's where the fulfillment is. Like that high that you're chasing, that high that everybody wants to achieve, it's in you actually doing the work. You know what I'm saying? So that needs to be your sole priority, man. And the thing is this, to focus on the work, to even meditate on the work is boring, bro. It's boring, man. But I'm gonna tell you, once you focus on the work and that world starts to manifest itself around you, man, it'll be very easy over time for you to bring things about. It'll be very easy for you to quantum leap after that. Because now you know where the fulfillment is. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, manifestation and all that kind of stuff, it'll become easy. Quantum leaping, it'll become easy because you understand the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand that the work, like, this is the thing. Like a lot of, like, we all at some point think that the reward or again, the outcome, like Sable said, is the highlight. But it's not. It's just those are just byproducts of the thing you're trying to achieve. They're just byproducts, man. But once you start making those things a product, man, you're getting ready to set yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna get there and you're gonna have that craving for a thing, and it's not gonna be there. And all of a sudden you're gonna be searching for God. I'll call it like you're gonna be searching for God. You're gonna be in a space where you thought God was, and once you understand that God is not there, brother, you finna start looking for God everywhere. In the club, in the strip club, at the bottom of the bottle, at the back of the bud. You know what I'm saying? Entertaining all these women just to get a glimpse of what you thought you were obtaining. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you see a lot of these people, man, that have lots of assets, man, and lots of things, like you have to understand this. That's a game you can never stop playing. Like once you try to get y'all know I'm not saying don't get those things. Let's all grind. Let's all get the bag. Let's all get a milli. Let's all, you know what I'm saying? But once you put your fulfillment in those things, you're putting yourself in a machine that's never fulfilled. That's never fulfilled. You want your manifestation, you want your quantum leap to be based. You want it to be based on the worship, which is the work. You want your quantum leap to be based on the worship, because once the work is the main goal, like everything just recalibrates, man. Life begins to do something else. You don't really crave and fiend for the things anymore. They just come as you desire them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not directly tied to, but for some reason this quote came to my mind. And I used to mention this quote a lot of times, man. And every time I say the quote, I need to find out where it is, because it's in either one or two books. It's either in Charles Hannell's book, Master Key System, or it's in Robert Collier's book, Secret of the Ages, where, and I'm paraphrasing, where he said, he's talking about, I think it's Collier. He's talking about this power that I speak of, this manifestation power, this quantum leaping power. He's talking about this power, man. And he says, you know what? Like once a man understands this power, he's going to be reaching out for everything. He's going to be building. He's going to be grabbing. He's going to be bringing things in. He's going to be shiny this, shiny that. He said, but at some point in time, like in other words, once this man gets understanding of what's really taking place, he said that man is gonna fall in love with the power itself, as opposed to the things that power can produce. He said that man will fall in love with the power itself, as opposed to the things that power can produce. And I'm gonna tell you this. 4 years ago, 6 years ago, when I first read that, I was like, that's cap. I said, that's like, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I was still manifesting. I was still, making moves. And every time I got to my destination, I was just like, like, why is it not what I thought it was? Yeah, I got the thing and I can celebrate for a few minutes, but it loses something after a minute. Then I started to understand over time, man, that the fulfillment or the satisfaction or the peace, let me say the peace comes from the power itself. And then I understood then what Collier or Hannell, I understood what they were saying, man. Because the fulfillment and the peace is really what you want. Like I'm gonna say this. If you're trying to obtain these things because you wanna be on the block, I'm gonna tell you, bro, it's an automatic L you're gonna take at some point in time. When he said you're gonna fall in love with the power itself, like what you're gonna take joy in participating in is having the peace, or I'll say that, having the peace of knowing that whatever this world is doing, like whatever your newscaster is saying, whatever your president is promoting, whatever war is looming over everybody's head, whatever chemical they're trying to put inside your body, it's going to be irrelevant to you, because you're gonna understand that now you know something. Now that you move in a way, you're gonna understand that you have the ability to move like the Creator now. You know what I'm saying? Based on what you know. And there's gonna be a peace. There's gonna be a peace that comes with that. That, man, I'm gonna tell you, that shiny thing that you get, that shiny thing that you need to go out there, grind and get it. It's not even gonna be comparable. So that life that you built in the physical is going to be, of course, exciting. Living in a new place, living in a new country, all those things are going to be good, man. But just to be able to sit back and say, you know what? I know a thing. I know a thing that grants me, that opens doors. I know a thing that puts a shield over me, man. I know a thing that makes my life different than common men. And the fact that I know that, I have peace. The fact that I know how to operate in that, I have fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? And I understand now, man, that all these things that I've been trying to get for years, man, like those are just the byproduct. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all this, man. I'm telling y'all this, brothers, because I wish somebody would have told me this when I was 25, 35, 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's easy to get caught up in, I won't use the word caught up. It's easy to get submerged in a lot of this esoteric talk, a lot of this 3 initiate talk, a lot of this, you know, a lot of this, just this manifestation. It's easy to get caught up in this talk, man, and get lost in the sauce. I'm gonna say this. You can create a world, and that world that you created is actually a pitfall for you. I've done it once or twice. I've used the techniques that we all talk about and created a world, man, down to the T. And once that world fully appeared, it was a trap that I set for myself. It was a trap that I set for myself. So again, man, obtain these things, bro. Get the biggest, the fastest, the finest. Get it, but understand it's the byproduct. I'm gonna read what Sable said again. Outcomes are a distraction. Focusing on the process on which you have to do to get the outcome is the most important thing you need to know. That's game, brothers.